citizens of the Enclave, patriots of America. We have now reached the halfway point of 2026. And when I look back at the past 6 months, I find it rather remarkable how much has changed in such a short time. At the beginning of this year, Enclave76 reached 5,000 subscribers. It was an important milestone and one I was proud to see. Then, not long after, we reached 10,000. Now we are steadily moving toward 20,000. That growth did not happen because we chased numbers. It happened because people found something here that they wanted to be part of. Over these 6 months, we completed one major series and continued another, which has become the longest story Enclave76 has ever produced. We expanded the community twice. We added new additions. We reviewed areas that were not working as they should, made changes, and improved them. That is what an organization must do if it intends to endure. It must be willing to examine itself. It must be willing to correct its course. And it must understand that progress is not measured only by growth, but by the standard it is prepared to maintain while it grows. Enclave76 is larger than it was in January, but more importantly, it is more capable. Our productions have become more ambitious. Our stories have become longer and more connected. The people behind this community have continued to give their time, their skill, and their effort to something that began as a small idea and has grown into a serious creative project. The Enclave does not remain still. It moves forward with purpose. And despite the changes, the work, and the occasional difficulty that comes with building something of this scale, Enclave76 stands stronger now than it did at the beginning of this year. Now, there is another matter I would like to address. Last month, I spoke about Fallout 76 and the position it had found itself in. The player base was becoming thin. Promises made around expeditions had not delivered what many players expected. And Bethesda continued speaking about larger plans without giving people much reason to believe those plans were close at hand. Since then, we received Infestations. For the first week or two, I enjoyed it. It gave players something different to do, and it brought a measure of activity back into Appalachia. The daily player count increased by roughly 2,000, but that is not enough. After the success of the Fallout television series, Fallout 76 should have seen a much stronger return of players. An increase of 10,000 daily players would have suggested that the game had found real momentum again. 2,000 tells a different story. It tells us that people were willing to return and look at the update, but not willing to remain. And I think most of us understand why. The infestation events were interesting at first. Now the circles appear across the map with such regularity that they have become more of an interruption than an event. Bethesda also removed a bug that, yes, was clearly a bug, but it was one players found entertaining. That decision is understandable. What is less understandable is what remains untouched. Balance is still a problem. There are enemies that can take an unreasonable amount of ammunition before they fall. Players can empty magazine after magazine into a target, land repeated headshots, and still find themselves wondering whether they are fighting a creature or a piece of scenery. Then players unlock the new modifications, experiment with them, and arrive at the same question that has followed too many Fallout 76 updates. What now? That is where Infestations begins to feel unfinished. There is a good idea at its center. There is entertainment in it. But it does not create enough reason to stay once the first excitement has passed. Bethesda still has time to improve the situation. The next update, Pets, cannot simply be pets. It needs to bring something more substantial with it. More content, more depth, more reason for players to return to Appalachia and remain there. Microsoft must also decide how seriously it intends to take Fallout. This is one of the most important franchises in gaming. It should not be left to drift through small updates and short bursts of attention. Fallout deserves better planning. It deserves developers who understand why people care about this world in the first place. Please do better. Now, While Bethesda continues trying to decide what Fallout 76 ought to be, Enclave 76 has had a rather encouraging month. We have seen many new faces arrive, along with familiar names returning to the community. Some found us through the stories. Others found us through our videos, our broadcasts, or simply by seeing how we conduct ourselves in Appalachia. And I think that says something worthwhile. Yes, we are the Enclave. America remains, and we are here to rebuild it. But Enclave 76 has never been only about uniforms, titles, or standing in formation. It is also about giving people a place to enjoy Fallout 76 again. A place where players can be casual, where someone can ask for help without being made to feel like a burden. Where camps can be shared, adventures can begin without much planning, and a quiet evening in Appalachia can become something worth remembering because the right people happen to be there. That is not something Bethesda can add through a seasonal update. It comes from the people in the community, from the conversations on Discord, from the screenshots you share, from the small moments that do not appear in a trailer or patch notes, but still give the game its life. So thank you for that. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for returning, and thank you for being yourselves. Enclave 76 is stronger because of the people who choose to spend their time here. There have also been a few changes within Enclave 76, and I want to thank you for your patience while we have worked through them. The Pentagon has been closed due to inactivity. It was created to support the community through events, coordination, and leadership. But a department cannot function on its name alone. It needs people who are present, prepared to take responsibility, and willing to see the work through. At this time, that consistency has not been there. As a result, Enclave 76 will not be hosting official events in the immediate future. I know some of you will be disappointed by that. I am as well. But it would be dishonest to keep a department open when it is not in a position to deliver what it was created to deliver. This is not the end of the Pentagon. It is closed for now, until we can establish a group of at least 3 reliable people who are ready to lead it properly. When that time comes, it will reopen. Until then, it is better to be clear about where we stand and concentrate our efforts where they can be carried out properly. I also understand that many people are tired. Some have become inactive. Real life takes priority, and the recent Fallout 76 updates have not exactly given people many reasons to return with renewed enthusiasm. That is understandable. But Enclave 76 continues because there are people here who still care enough to carry the work forward. Evelyn Cross continues as Chief of Staff and has done an exceptional job supporting this community. Her work is not always visible from the outside, but it is important and it should not be underestimated. Rig has also taken on the role of press secretary. He is helping us build a stronger presence across social media and creating stories that give Enclave 76 a voice beyond the game itself. If you have screenshots, camp builds, photographs, or stories from your time in Appalachia, share them with us. We want to see what our members are creating, and some of that work may be featured in future Enclave 76 posts. Evelyn and Rig, thank you both for your hard work and dedication. You have become an important part of what keeps this community moving forward. For years, Fallout 76 players have asked for a new radio station. It is not a difficult thing to understand. Appalachia has always needed more than silence between gunfire, or the same familiar songs playing from a battered radio in the corner of a camp. Music gives a place character, a voice gives it life. So this month, Enclave 76 decided to do something about it. Those of you following our main series may have noticed a few signs already. A broadcast in the background, a voice cutting through the static, small details suggesting that something was beginning to take shape. That something is now called True Preservation Radio, hosted by Paul J. Pawlowski. True Preservation Radio is Enclave 76's own station, created for the community and built around the world we are trying to bring to life. The first episode is now available through Discord, YouTube, and Spotify, And this is only the beginning. New episodes are already being prepared, along with additional interviews and new music from our own catalog. In the near future, Paul J. Pulowski will also host live shows directly on Discord, where he can speak with listeners, play music, and make the station feel less like another upload and more like a place people can return to. Many of you have asked what True Preservation Radio means for our main series. You have noticed that it appeared there before it was announced, and you have wondered whether there is more behind it. There is. The station has a story. That story will be told in time. For you enjoy what we are building, listen to the station, share the episodes, leave a comment, help us introduce it to people who have not found it yet. True Preservation Radio takes music, writing, voice work, editing, and a great deal of time to produce. Support through views, shares, memberships, and donations allows Enclave76 to keep developing projects like this and give them the attention they deserve. Before we continue, I would like to take a moment to look back. Over the next few minutes, I am going to show you a selection of moments from the first half of 2026. Some of them you will remember well. Others may remind you just how much this community has accomplished in only 6 months. When you are working on one production after another, it is easy to keep looking ahead. The next episode, the next broadcast, the next story. Sometimes it is worth stopping for a moment and appreciating how far we have already come. So, before we begin looking toward the second half of the year, let us take a moment to celebrate what this remarkable team has already achieved. Please enjoy.
Welcome to the Science Division. You're here because you understand that knowledge is what keeps the Enclave in control. Out there, people use technology without thinking about it. They press buttons, follow routines, and hope it works. In here, that's not enough. We take systems apart. We study them. We understand how they function, why they fail, and how to improve them. Every terminal, every transmission, every piece of equipment we recover has a purpose. Your job is to find it, refine it, and make sure it serves us, not the other way around. You will test, analyze, and verify everything. No assumptions, no shortcuts. Because one mistake in here doesn't just affect you, it affects the entire operation.
Camp Liberty should have reported in by now.
They didn't. That's why we're out here. Do you think it's raiders?
No. Raiders don't go silent.
Then what?
Something organized. Stay focused. Radio silence from Camp Liberty is not a coincidence.
We proceed as planned.
It's not this clean. There's always something left behind.
I passed through a stretch like this a few weeks back. Same
What the fuck is that? Don't tell me that is pre-war.
I have no idea. Never been in these parts of Appalachia before.
Feels different.
It is.
Okay, shut up. Eyes forward. We're close.
Understood. Ready. Look at this.
Death to capitalism. Is that?
Yeah, I wouldn't go touch that.
Show some respect and stay frosty.
Oh, what is that smell?
There is only one thing smelling like that. Death. Soldiers, check that cabin. Lieutenant, secure the road. Let's go, people.
Road secured.
The Earth is dying. We've seen it with our eyes. While others faltered, we recognized the world abandoned its sacred trust. But we remained because we must. They called us finished. They called us gone. But nations fall and governments move on. You thought you could keep us away. Enclave. You thought America decayed. Enclave. You thought the old order gave way. Enclave. But we remained. Enclave. Through hidden stations and silent years, we held command. We showed no fear, no empty kingdoms, no scattered flame, only one nation and one true name. No compromise, no second start. The nation survived inside our hearts. You thought you could keep us away. Enclave. You thought America decayed. Enclave. You thought the old order gave way. Enclave. But we remained. Enclave. Now hear the signal. Now hear command. The flag still waits across this land. No claim but ours, no throne to claim, for what survives retains its name. You thought you could keep us away. Enclave. You thought America decayed. Enclave. You thought the old order gave way. Enclave. But we remained. Enclave. Raise the standard. Hold the line. The nation lives through ordered minds. For America. For the Enclave.
Good morning, America. And what a beautiful day. Bought a shiny television, bought a glowing fan, bought an atomic washing machine, and now I'm a modern man.
Neighbor got a reactor
reactor. Brother bought one too. Everybody's getting something
brand new. Electric sidewalks,
automatic
atomic kitchens,
and 20 things more.
nobody walks now.
Nobody waits.
Science arrives and modernizes.
Tick, tick, hear it sing.
Progress is a
Mr. Pulowski, I am Officer Greta of the Enclave, and this station is now under temporary federal control by order of Enclave Command. And keep your hands where my men can see them. Remain where you are, and do not touch that console until I tell you to.
Federal control? That is a hell of a way to introduce yourself after breaking through a man's door. You people could have knocked, steadied your business, maybe even waited 3 seconds before turning my station into a fucking military checkpoint.
Oh, but we did knock. You were broadcasting, armed, and operating equipment tied to an active signal investigation. My orders are to secure the station, secure the operator, and secure every recording connected to that signal. The fact that you're standing instead of face down on the floor is a courtesy.
Now, summer is upon us. For many people, this is the time of year when life moves away from the screen for a while. There are holidays to take, families to visit, places to see, and perhaps a few real-world adventures that do not involve irradiated creatures or a malfunctioning suit of power armor, and that is perfectly reasonable. Even a president needs to step away from the desk once in a while. For that reason, Enclave76 Productions will be taking a short break throughout July. We will not be releasing a new production every Friday, and the schedule will be lighter than usual for the month. But do not mistake a quieter month for an empty one. Next Friday, something new will begin. It will continue throughout July, and I believe many of you will enjoy what we have prepared. There will also be shorter videos and social posts during the break, so Executive Command will not disappear entirely. Take the summer for what it is, rest, travel, spend time with people you care about. And if you find yourself returning to Appalachia now and then, we will still be here. When August arrives, Enclave76 Productions will return ready for the second half of the year. Before we close, I want to speak directly to the members of Enclave76. This community has come a long way in a short amount of time. When it began, I did not imagine it would become what it is today. Not simply a group of people playing Fallout 76, but a place where stories are made, projects are built, and people from different parts of the world can find something worth returning to. That only happens because people choose to take part. Some of you support our videos, some share screenshots and stories. Some welcome new members, help players in-game, or take part in the work behind the scenes. It may not always seem important at the time, but it is. Communities are not built by a single person. They are built by the people who decide that a place is worth caring about. I also want to thank Evelyn Cross for taking on the role of community manager. Her work allows me to devote more time to Enclave76 Productions while ensuring the community continues to have someone present, capable, and attentive to the people within it. And I want to thank Rig for taking on the substantial responsibility of helping Enclave76 reach further across social media and new platforms. The work he is doing is already helping us present this community in a stronger and more consistent way. If you have a skill, an idea, or simply the willingness to help, speak with Evelyn. There is always room for people who want to contribute something worthwhile. Thank you for making Enclave76 what it has become. And that brings me to one final matter. Everything Enclave76 creates is voluntary. The people who manage the community, lead its departments, write stories, record dialogue, edit videos, make music, and help behind the scenes do so because they care about what this place has become. They give their time because they believe Enclave 76 is worth building. But creative work is not without cost. A YouTube channel does not automatically mean income. Enclave 76 is not currently earning from its productions, and the costs of music, software, editing tools, voice work, website services, and production assets are carried by executive command. Now, I am not asking anyone to give what they cannot afford. This community will continue regardless. But if you enjoy our productions, if you value the community, and if you want to help us create more ambitious work in the future, then a membership or donation is a meaningful way to support that effort. The purpose is not to place a price on belonging here. It is to give more back to the people who have given so much to Enclave 76 and to ensure that the work they do can continue to grow. I have a long-term goal for this community. If Enclave 76 continues to grow, and if we are able to build the support needed to do it properly, I would like Enclave 76 itself to bring the leadership and production team to Gamescom 2027. I want to see our people there together, carrying our flags, wearing our uniforms, and representing this community with pride. That is not something that happens overnight, but it is something worth working toward. Thank you for your support. God bless the Enclave. God bless America. This is your President, John Henry Eden, signing off.
Welcome to Just In Case with Lincoln Monroe. 3 rounds, 15 questions. Every answer brings you closer to victory or total annihilation. Choose a briefcase, A, B, C, or D. The stakes rises. Each briefcase has a prize. Survive, or risk it all. Walk away, or open one last case for the grand prize. 1 case wins everything. 3 cases wipe you out. Knowledge is power. For America, no lifelines, no mercy, only Enclave.
Promising power, where the stars shine so